A good afternoon to you all, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Eden Podcast. With me here is Giggly Goblin, and I speaking is Elizabeth Child. Today's topic is childhood trauma. How are you?
Good, and how are you?
I'm very much okay. So, what do you say about today's topic?
To me, it's more of an interesting psychological ground where we can do a bit of groundbreaking when it comes to who are we, what do we intend to be in the future, and what is it that contributes to our future specifically. Yeah.
Alright, okay. So, with childhood traumas, how do you define childhood trauma?
Okay, so specifically, this is a broad spectrum whereby we say childhood trauma is more of a compilation of unpleasant events that a person experiences as they grow up due to the environment they grow up in, due to the people that are encircled within that environment, but more of it defines who you are or who you are going to be.
Does it really define who we are? Because if you are saying it's something that we accumulated when we are growing up, so I would like to believe these are the abnormal behaviors which we have happened to take in and, how can I say, bottle up as we grow up, which either triggers as we grow up too. So do we say it's something that is within us?
Okay, I'll throw the ball back to you.
Yes.
When you say you don't believe when I say that it builds who you are, now it contradicts the very fact that it's a childhood trauma.
Alright.
Because trauma is something that you might be aware of or you might not be aware of. It can be an event you find normal, and it can be an event that you can find abnormal. It's like when you're walking on your parents and they're having sexual intercourse. You're like, oh, okay, this is a lot to take in. Obviously, you'll draw away because you've never seen your parents in such predisposed positions on the bed.
For the first time, right?
Yeah.
For the first time. But after, if they keep on doing it becomes normal.
But later in the future, that normal behavior or that normal event that has been taking place in the house is what affects us as we grow up. Because now we are normalizing a culture that is not human behavior, or that is not normal, or that is not parabolized as a normal thing in human behavior.
Okay, so do you have like components that you can say these are traumas?
Okay.
Or that can trigger a trauma?
So, there are components of a trauma.
Okay.
And there are triggers of a trauma.
Alright.
So when you say components of a trauma, it's more of, firstly, the environment you grow up in.
Okay.
There is something I call personally parental toxicity. We are in a generation, I've always said this to people, we are a broken 2K generation. Okay, let me say the so-called 2K generation we belong to. It's a broken generation.
Why so?
Secondly, before I answer that, it's a generation of broken people being raised by broken people. Our parents were broken by our grandparents because of the cultural traditions that we thought were normal to them when they were growing up. So now when you tell your parents that, Dad, I'm having this emotional breakdown, it's like, no, there's nothing like that exists for a young boy. A man's mental health is something we should not take seriously in the community of Africa specifically. You see, a man is not supposed to cry, a man is not supposed to address his heartbreak, a man is not supposed to say certain things in front of other men because it's considered to be barbaric, or in a way it's considered to be unmanly.
Okay, can I quote you there before you go further? But you did mention that it is a community that is raised by broken people, right? So meaning that most of these things are done by the societal aspects, okay? So if it's done by the societal aspects and their belief, can you really blame those people? Because to be honest, right, I might say in the African culture, because this is what is done in the mostly in African culture, that a man is raised as a man, right? A man is perceived as a man. A man is told that men do not cry. So can you really blame those people?
Okay. Blame shifting is another problem that affects a lot of things. Personally, I feel like a lot of young people are crippled mentally, emotionally, physically due to the fact of blame shifting. Whereby if something goes wrong in my life, I get to blame someone. But now it is time for us to take responsibility.
Yes, true.
Because when you say, if you see how as the 2K generation, we are so entitled to everything. I'm entitled to the fact that I'm part of the 2K generation.
Yeah, like
I'm
my
entitled
parents
to
are not there,
education.
my parents are far away,
Yes.
my parents didn't teach me this, my parents, we do not have responsibility.
So when we still have that spirit of entitlement, we should also have the spirit of taking responsibility for our actions.
True, true.
We are a generation that was raised by broken people. But we cannot be another broken generation because we could not come out of that childhood trauma, or we could not come out of the trauma that has been inflicted upon us. Because now, for us it's easy. We've got a lot of platforms that teach us what mental health is. We have a lot of platforms that teach us who we are supposed to be. We have got a lot of resources at hand that we can use to better the tomorrow that we want to see in ourselves, in our children, and in the other generations that are to come after us, right? So it is important that we avoid the spirit of blame shifting, because that is what affects many young people in this generation that we belong to.
But sometimes, Mr. Goblin, it is really much easier for you to blame other people. I think it's the whole feeling of wanting to feel better, because it's easier to shift the blame to someone else rather than accepting it.
Okay. It takes an entire village to raise a child.
True, it's very true.
That's another thing. Whereby in a certain area where you grow up, it also matters that certain societal rules have to be investigated upon, have to be taken into consideration. There are a lot of things like Somalia used to have this female circumcision.
Yes,
where
I've heard about it.
they'll circumcise children at a very young age.
Yes.
And only the man that is supposed to marry that woman is the one to break
Yes,
or to
break that.
take
Yes.
the virginity away. But that was brutal. That is sheer brutality.
Especially to a young child.
You see, that is trauma inflicted on a child. And when it's normalized, it becomes normal for them. It's like, I'm a woman, and I'm supposed to be circumcised, so it's okay. I've got to feel good about this. Even if I feel the pain, I've got to get through it. But at the end of the day, when you grow up and you go outside the world, you will realize that other people did not go through what you went through. That's where trauma is a later realization that people have to see, or that people have to see, or that people see, and when they see it is triggered.
But now, I love the fact that you use Somalia as an example, right? Because that is mostly their tradition, right? And we do have different kinds of traditions all around the world. So can you really say that it is something that is abnormal when it is within their culture? Because this is something that they believe is okay. And according to them, because it's tradition and culture, which is not really wrong in their side. Because let's say for a Ndebele person, right, you have to go through the whole bridal things for you to get your bride, to remove the lobola, the whole ceremony, because that's your tradition. But other people just believe in two families meeting up and being one.
Let me be frank.
Yes.
Personally, I believe that traditions natures people.
How?
But some traditions are a suppression to other people.
True.
And other people don't have a voice. You know, they don't have a right to speak. They don't have a right to address. So when all this comes up, it's childhood trauma, and it affects people. Personally, I'm not going to attack a tradition or a culture or a nation or whatsoever. Why? Because I don't blame other people for the actions that they implicate on other people,
Yes,
that they do on other
yes.
people. Now it goes back to that individual. I am who I am because I believe so.
Yes, that's true.
I am my future because I see myself in that future.
Preserved in that.
You see, if I believe that even if I'm not educated, I can be a millionaire, I will be. If I believe that without this, I can be that, it's possible. The mind is the weapon that God gave us all against ourselves, or for ourselves. So it can be either against you, or it can be for you. It depends how you train it. That's why, there was a point whereby I never understood what the Bible said about. I would read scriptures just to fancy around to show people that I know. Yeah, you know that feeling.
Yes, I do.
Can you tell us John 16?
And you know this, but you can sing it out. Yes.
So now, it came to a point in time whereby I was really broken as a young person.
Okay.
I started having a lot of childhood trauma events coming up into my future, realizing that the parents that I think were not perfect, I actually have components of them. You see?
Yes.
And that affected me a lot because I feel like, wow, really?
So actually like this person.
You see?
Yes.
It has a certain hit on you, it's like, you feel it, it's deep, né? But then at the end of the day, it is up to me to be who I want to be. So when I started reading the Bible now with love and with want to understand what it's all about, I realized this. God gave us a rule, a protection zone. The Bible is meant to tell you of the things that are yet to come in your future, in your life, in your tomorrow, and make you aware of what is yet to come, so that you are ready and you are prepared for that.
So what you do with the information
Is up to
so
you.
get yourself prepared because
Get
you
used
are
to
aware of it. Yes.
So if I don't know, because my Bible tells me, a man who finds a wife finds a good thing. But if I didn't know, when I find a good wife and I find a good thing, I'm not going to value that.
You will not.
You see?
Yes.
My Bible tells me, do not commit adultery. It has reasons. The more I stick with people right around, there are consequences.
Sure.
Later to be realized in the future. But if I knew before that and I took it into consideration and I took it seriously, I'll do the things the right way and I'll be protected from all that it is to offer, which is not of God. You see? So all this, it roots from a very young age. Where you come from does not determine where you go to.
And how you end up.
You see?
Yes.
So all that childhood trauma, we acknowledge it. Because as young people I know, sometimes you'll be like, my dad doesn't listen to me, my mom doesn't even see me. I tell them I feel this, but they don't care. It's not that they don't care, they don't understand the education and mental health.
But now, I've come to realize that in as much as you keep on backing it up to our parents, right, and their parents before, and you did mention the whole scenario of 2K generations, right? These are two different generations. The 2K generations, right? I feel like we are a generation that can express themselves better because we got the opportunity. These people never got the opportunity and we fail to understand that. What do we do then? Because you know that, okay, my parents grew up under a setup where they could not look at their parents eye to eye. They grew up in a certain situation where they could not sit in the same environment.
I beg to differ. You know why?
Yes.
I want to give you this example. You say our parents never got the opportunity to address these things.
Yes.
If they were broken by their parents, it means they are broken. Why do they give us the opportunity to address? It's not the opportunity, it's the courage.
No.
If our parents did not have the courage to address these issues, and we now have that courage because we know what our rights are, it does not mean that we got the opportunity. It means we got the courage. Look, let me give you an example. In the time of colonization in Africa, I'll give you an example of South Africa. Former president, late President Mandela.
Yes.
He was captured by the colonizers of South Africa.
Yes.
Jailed. Why? Because he had a voice.
Yes,
right? But he still spoke behind those bars. And people, when they saw that there is a black man fighting for the freedom of black people, they could now also get the same courage to protest, to showcase that they want Mandela to be free and they want their land back. It's the same thing. If you fight for your mental health, if you have the courage to address your mental health issues, whether people listen or they don't listen, whether people take it nicely or they don't take it nicely, it's not for them, it's for you.
It's for you.
When you address what you feel better, you feel lighter.
This is what I'm saying, that it's for you, just like what you're saying, right? So why do us, because I'm also part of the 2K generation, right?
Okay.
Why do we have to wait for our parents to say, okay, my child, okay, Elizabeth, what is wrong? I've noticed you're not eating your food. Why can't we just sit down with our parents? Okay, you know what, Mom? This will be a very sensitive topic, but I am not okay with A, B, C, and D. Yes, they're gonna voice out. Yes, they're gonna show their authoritative side, because already these are your parents, right? For you to honestly go to them and voice out, you are already taking a big step as a child. But also you did mention that this is for your own benefit. So I feel like as the 2K, we should stop the blame game. Because most of the times when you go to a person, why are you drinking? Why are you smoking? It's because at home they're not working. It's because at home we don't have money. You are above 18. You are above 25. Why on earth are you not working on your own? Why on earth are you not standing up for yourself? At the age of 25, you expect to be bathed. Yes, I understand that parents are there, but they're not going to be there forever. What are you doing as a child? What are you doing as an individual for your own self? Because yes, traumas might be triggered by back home activities, right? By dysfunctional families. But as you say, it is up to you now. It is up to you to change that.
So
it's just like the perspective that if you are from a poor family, it doesn't mean that you have to raise a poor family, right? A rich family can come to you. Why not be that specific person?
Okay, so now the question is, the main question that even you, I, and the audience would love to hear,
Yes.
that you love people to understand,
Yes.
is how do I overcome this childhood trauma? Because for other people, let me tell you first,
Yes.
there are many young people that that came from child-hated families.
True, very true.
And there are a lot of traumas. You know, people are broken, people are hurt, others are devastated, they don't know who they are.
And because we were forced to grow
Yes.
up at a certain age.
So now the question still remains,
Yes.
how do we overcome this? The first thing I'll say as a person or as a mental health peer educator,
Okay.
the first thing is a step to self-discovery is important.
Self-discovery.
Yeah, knowledge is power. Whatever time you have scrolling through TikTok, scrolling through Instagram, looking at other people's lifestyle, which is too fake to be real,
True,
you
true,
see,
very true.
you can actually accumulate knowledge.
Yeah, yeah.
Because a man with knowledge will later gain wisdom and understanding of that knowledge. You know, discipline yourself. Stay in, lock in,
Know yourself.
know yourself.
Yes.
Breathe in that silence, in that loneliness.
And believe that you're enough.
You see,
You are
very
always
much.
enough.
You are more than enough.
Yes.
You are that dose of dopamine
You are
that you need, you know.
that Giselle.
Yeah. So it's like, because I once told this young man, he asked me one thing, you know,
Uh-huh.
I feel like people love me so much. When I get to the club,
Yes.
they're always like, the fun is here right
The
now.
fun is
You
the
know?
fun.
And I was like, listen, you're not the fun. You are just the last dopamine level they needed to get over whatever they were doing.
They was
Yeah.
focusing on.
So it's not like you are that real deal. They just enjoy your company for that moment. Because if you need true people around you that build you, they will call you when they're going for business meetings. They'll call you when they have business plans. They'll call you when
money involved.
you see.
Yes.
They'll call you when it's time to make the money.
Yes.
When it's the real game.
Mhm.
They will never call you to come and raise your dopamine levels. No. They'll only call you when they know that this is about the future. Those are the true people to hang around with.
Yeah, sure.
That's another point. Your circle matters. You came from a very bad circle when you were young. You know, you had a lot of bad people around you. You had bad siblings, bad energy, a lot of toxicity, parental fights, physical abuse. Maybe you were abused as a young child. You were molested and all that. We get that. But let me tell people the real truth. No one gives a damn.
No.
one cares.
No.
Only you and you alone care.
And also, I would say that medication and journalism, if someone cannot express themselves, just get a book and write whatever you're feeling down. That book, let that book be that person that will always listen. And also self-medication. Lock yourself in that room, listen to music, soft music, loud music. Have the time to scream, have the time to discover yourself.
Yeah.
It heals, ladies and gentlemen. It heals. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is it on Hidden Podcast. The topic was childhood trauma. Thank you very much.